All right, good morning. How are you? Sorry, I had the stream scheduled for yesterday's date, not today's date. My bad. We'll let people trickle in. Let's give everybody just a couple of minutes, huh? I'll stream some quiet music, huh?
Crude oil sees corrections softening with domestic political pressure on Netanyahu to hit Iranian oil fields. Crude oil sees corrections softening with domestic political pressure on Netanyahu to hit Iranian oil fields.
If it's not too much trouble, can you visit the link? Run this in the background and click thumbs up. Is that right, Jordan? That's cool. I'm really, really happy with this product. It's a very, very good use of technology. Oh, Miami's got some nice weather. I guess isn't that what Miami means in native tongue? Thank you for the likes. We also need to get to 500 subscribers for me to unlock some other YouTube features for this channel. So if you haven't subbed, please sub. Morning, Dre. Yeah, Lucas, I was in Miami in February, and I would define it as not warm. You like the glasses? Really? These are Burberry. I got sick of my Tom Fords. These just fit better. It is a great morning, huh? Day before ECB, gold hitting all-time high. Lovely to your mum. Maybe we can get some dollar weakness sometime by next week, huh? Yeah, it's supposed to be, Dre. Based on our analysis that I did this morning at 7 a.m., it makes a ton of sense. Jordan said he had this squawk running all night. You know, Jordan, some other firms charge $400 a month for something like this. Yeah, so free ain't bad, right? Oh, for sure. Yeah, it wasn't cheap to develop. But I think it's cool. So I'm just giving some time for other people to log in. I accidentally scheduled today, Wednesday's live stream, for yesterday on Tuesday's date. So that's my bad. So I'm just giving a few extra minutes. We have about 3 minutes till the stock market opens, so I should probably get going. Let me run the disclaimer for a little bit. Trading is risky, not appropriate for everyone. Past performance does not predict.
US dollar sees rally pressing on after Trump promises more tariffs.
Past performance does not predict future results.
After Trump promises more tariffs.
Just a thought on the squawk. Should I run very, very, very quiet music in the background? Just so... Should something like this occur? Or is it distracting? It's just that the voices need to be louder than the music, huh? Trick is I have to get royalty free. It's not as easy to run stuff on YouTube as you would expect. Okay, I think we can get going. Yeah, see, it was so quiet I couldn't even fade to black. Anyways, good morning, everybody. My name is Wayne McDonald. No, this is not an AI bot. This is the real deal. Welcome to Forex.Today, the YouTube community of more than 21,000 foreign exchange traders. We gather here today to conduct technical and fundamental analysis with the overriding goal of planning our trades in advance. It's always a good idea just to throw the disclaimer yet again. Let me remind you that trading is risky, not appropriate for everyone. Your past performance, good or bad, not necessarily indicative of future results. Please stay small, stay humble, focus on the long term, never risk money you cannot afford to lose. I'd appreciate it if you visited the squawk that I'm now running on YouTube. This started as a project about three or 4 months ago. The idea was I was going to pay for a service on your behalf, get a site license from a service that offers real-time news headlines so that you have the flow, right? The news flow throughout the day, and that this would fit into our news trading service. So I contacted, one of the best, and they wanted, the normal price is $420 a month. It's priced in pounds, so I think it was like $380 pounds a month or something like that. And I'm like, ooh, that's way too much. So I contacted them, and I talked to the salespeople, and then I talked to the CEO, and we got that down. Set for a flat open, eyes on tech. So we got that price down quite a bit, but my humble opinion, it was still too expensive. But I still really wanted this for our service at traders.com. I wanted this service for you, but I couldn't get past how expensive it was. I tried to make it work. I don't mind taking a loss, but I don't want to take a big loss. So I'm like, okay, how would I price it, and how would I put it in there, and who would get it, who would not get it? And it was quite a conundrum. But then it occurred to me, well, if I'm going to pay a bunch of money up front, let's say it was $100,000. Well, couldn't I just build something for $100,000? So I did. So now we have a real-time news squawk service. It shows a real-time calendar. It shows real-time news headlines read by AI models. So we've trained now 8 AI models, including a clone of me. And then, of course, it also does real-time technical analysis. So real-time technical analysis, real-time news headlines, and real-time calendar. So again, the approximate value is, certainly a couple $100 a month. I paid the money up front. We built it, and now I'm streaming it on YouTube for free. It's free. So I paid for it. It wasn't free for me, but it is free for you. So thank you for your loyalty and respect. Thank you for your patience as I've launched all these new products at traders.com. There's, my gosh, right? 6, 7, 8 new products at traders.com, plus the full integration of QuantBox and Investor Bootcamp into traders.com. So now we have technical analysis, fundamental analysis, portfolio, performance coaching. We have hours and hours and hours of performance coaching every day. Every single subscriber gets that. And now running on YouTube, there's this new service, a live news squawk for traders and investors. So if you could visit and subscribe, I'd appreciate that. We have a small goal of getting this channel up to 500 subscribers, and that unlocks other features on YouTube. Okay? And while you're there, give it a thumbs up. That would be helpful to tell YouTube this is quality content. And really, just what you could do is you can just open up the live stream and just run it in the background. And you'll hear all the pertinent news as it comes throughout the day. I have another little life hack if you want it. I like it. This is what I do. I installed an extension called Video Pop Out. And now it pops it out here. And then I run my charts. Okay. So for example, I could have it down here, right? And I can make it a little bigger if I want. That's cool. And now I can still hear it. I may not be able to actually read it. It's too small. But I can listen to it. And if I miss a news, I can just expand it and see it. Oh, U.S. stocks set for a flat open. Oh, thank you, traders.com. Stock market set for a flat open. Nice. See, that was just now. Very cool. But when you have the pop out, look at this. I can flip through charts. Okay. And just have it float. And it never goes away. Ooh, look at that. A real threat here to the USD kitty cat. So for those that attended my fundamental and analytics live stream, that is interesting. But anyway, so pretty cool, right? So I need your help. If you could, I want you to help me tell YouTube that this is a quality service, that it has a lot of value, that it's good for the community. And I need you to do that by subscribing and giving the thumbs up button and really using it. I want you to use it. Okay, I want you to use it. So you can sit on it for hours a day and it costs you nothing. Better than paying $200 a month, right? Yeah, I think so. Another little hack, you notice that the live isn't highlighted? Make sure you click the live and it'll skip forward to make sure you're real time. Okay, so would you please do that? I'd love it if there were like hundreds of likes every day. And then YouTube's going to say, yeah, this is good. And we'll democratize news flow and make sure everybody has it. Let's make the world a better place, and let's do that together, huh? Cool. Now making the trading world a better place. What you need in your life is a broker that actually executes your trades and has a symbiotic relationship. Your success is their success. So if they're going to succeed, they need you to succeed. Traders Way values your education. They want you to succeed. So they're like, Wayne, we love your live streams. And okay. Why do they love the live streams? I try to make a difference. Most brokers will not, because most brokers actually want you to lose money. Strange, isn't it? Yeah. It's called bee-booking. So anyways, if you don't want to be bee-booked, tradersway.com. If you know fundamental analysis is important, but you don't know how to do it, if you know technical analysis is great, but you can't watch 7,500 charts at once, if you want to improve as a trader with better information, but also better skills and techniques and processes, if you like all of that, that's what traders.com offers. Fundamentals, technicals, and performance coaching. Just very quickly, I have to figure out why it's doing that. Okay, trading conditions are not good right now. Here's your positive hit list. Here's your negative hit list. But really, market conditions are not amazing. Okay, you can do a deeper dive on that. And risk off, flat, slightly risk off. Again, not terribly good market conditions for trading. Bitcoin
US
way up.
stocks are rebounding modestly after yesterday's declines.
So Bitcoin up, Nikkei down, and everything else sort of flat and neutral. So you got to be careful there. Money market improving, but still not good. It's better than it was, but still not good. Sentiment is quite mixed when it comes to the options market. Okay. So again, not good. You probably, on Monday or Sunday, you probably have already gone through the commitment of traders report and all that kind of stuff. So you've done all that. Well, we discovered something in Aussie dollar, I believe it was, where retail was crazy out of position. Totally going the wrong way. So that was kind of interesting. Tomorrow we have the ECB. So what you want to do for that is pull up the ECB data. This is the inflation that the ECB has projected into the future until next year. This is where they think interest rates will be at the ECB. This is the ECB's opinion, by the way. And so this is their path, if you will. And if you don't know that, then I don't know, everything is gobbledygoo. And then if you want to plot that out into the future, it looks like that. So when are they going to cut? How much are they going to cut? We do it quarterly by quarter because that's how they do it. But just very quickly using traders.com, you can figure out the probability of them cutting versus not cutting. And we also have plotted out how much they're going to cut 18 months in advance based on what they have told us. So we're tapping into the ECB and downloading this from the ECB. So one of the things you want to look at is what they thought inflation was going to be when they said they were going to cut like this. And maybe inflation's lower or higher. If it's lower, they could cut faster. If it's higher, they're going to cut slower. So this is very relevant information. And for everybody else, they just think it's magic. It's all random. Yeah, for them, it's random because they don't have a clue. Seasonality, I shifted. Okay. Remember, I shifted seasonality back in January. I said, we're just going to shift all the seasonality over a month. And that seems to be happening. One of the new tools and upgrades that I launched about a month ago is week by week and month by month seasonality. Okay, what's likely to move up or down, okay, this month, and will it lead to not last month? So 3 weeks ago, you looked at Bitcoin and we told you it's likely to go up a lot this month and even more next month. And Bitcoin has gone from 57 to 67. And you already knew that. You already knew it was likely to happen. And in fact, when you do this historical analysis, because this is just seasonality, so looking back to the beginning of Bitcoin, not only is it going to do well in October, it's going to do well in November. You already knew that. That gives you the strength to let your winners run, and you are golden. Or you don't know. Too bad, so sad. Okay, and of course we have this for every asset. Now going back to the other seasonality tool, which is really cool, not only do you get that and you get the shape of the year for the different assets. Let's just pick an asset here. USD CAD. Okay, USD CAD is up, but notice our glide plane down for the rest of the year, or our glide path is down for the rest of the year. So that's why I'm like, interesting, right? And then, of course, you know, peaks and valleys. So week 44 is a peak, and from there you typically sell from 2 standard deviations above. So week of the year, and you go to the epoch if you use this one, and it's week 42. So we are now in the window. It could be this week, next week, or the week after, in which USD Kitty Cat is likely to fall because historically by week 44, we're 2 standard deviations above the mean. It's just overbought, and then you sell it and you take it down. And you get down, 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 down. See, if you don't know this, how are you going to compete with a trader? Like, this data is ridiculous. And everybody else is an innocent bystander that you run over. But you know what? That's how it works. Professionals, right? What they do is they make better trading and investing decisions than amateurs. So who do you think pays for the Rolls Royce? Who do you think pays for the mansion? Who do you think pays for the Rolex? Yeah, amateur traders making weak decisions. Huh? This is how it works. This is how it works. I'm telling you, you're either on the A team or you're on the B team. That's that. Yeah. So like going back to USD Kitty CAD, we're waiting for signs that it drops to the downside. Okay. And is that happening now? No, statistically not. But what we want to watch over the next few days or next week, remember, between now and the next 2 weeks. So really you can create this a window. The first 2 weeks and then the next 2 weeks. So you could even say over the next 4 weeks. But now it's like game on. You should be ready to take this down. Okay? Is it happening now? No, not statistically. This is not technical analysis. It's not reading patterns. It's doing statistical analysis. And so right now, the statistical trend is up. But what we want to do is we want to see the best case, base case, worst case scenario start to flatten out and even reverse. And at some point, if we drop below that 20, oh my God, you are a bear. It might be happening right now, though. If this continues, right? So you can say, well, I don't know if it's this week, next week, or the week after, but you're very interested in US dollar getting weak and Canadian dollar getting strong. Or maybe you have a different asset to trade the dollar against, but it's just like, if you believe the US dollar is going to go from ripper strong to weak, well, we don't have any evidence of that yet, but you need to be looking for the evidence. And maybe this is where you go to the technical radars. You go to the indices here. And maybe you just want to do dollar pairs and you want to look for signs of across the board dollar weakness. So you can do this as a dollar pair. And you open up your dollar pairs, you turn them on, baby. Oil prices edge higher as Middle East uncertainty persists. That's me, right? Did I miss one? I just threw a few on there. Pound dollar, sorry. Okay, good enough for the girls I go with. So we'll save this. By the way, I'm going to turn all my commodities on. I'm going to save this. And do we want all the patterns? Yeah, let's do all patterns for dollar pairs. Okay, great. So now what we want to look for is if you think this is going to turn bearish, and that maybe we're at the dollar. If you believe dollar is going to turn bearish, maybe not today, but you want to look for signs across the board in which dollar pairs show dollar weakness. Again, it doesn't have to be today, but you're ready, willing, and able when it happens. Okay, does this look bearish? No. 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 Although this could turn lower high, lower low. Then that would be strength. So anyway, so we're not there yet, right? Although this is a little bit, see, this is a rising wedge. So this could be a sign for you. Okay, we had a down move, true that. Now what? Well, this is a rising wedge. So you know, this could start to develop from a wedge into a channel. Right now we have a threat to bullishness, but it's a giant maybe. Probably pretty early in the market, right? Okay, this butterfly emerging pattern shows potential bearishness. That's not what we want. Pound dollar trying to rise, but that's not a grant.
Surge. Tech shows mixed signals. Oil giants gain momentum.
Okay, that's so all of this is not quite ready. We're not quite ready yet, y'all. Cool. Well, pop a squat and wait. Okay. This is a big move on euro dollar. Very often with big moves, it'll fall too far too fast, and then it'll rise up, and then it'll probably continue. So, you look at this and don't be shocked if there's a little up for a while, little up for a while. But really, the next trade is for a bear, and it's to take it down. Okay, cool, right? Oh my God, right? So you see the logic there? But of course, we have this data for crypto. Ripple. Rising wedge, up. Solana. No trade. I don't like patterns like this. Pass. Bitcoin, this is a threat. I'll pick it up at 67.5 maybe. Okay, so that'll be an opportunity later today, most likely. Okay, Litecoin setting up for a rally. So C down to here. Okay, up to C, which is a lower high, and then down to B, which is a lower low, but then the high time frame guys take over again, and this is how you read this complicated pattern. Coolio. Okay, same, Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum's down there. Oops. What's going on with Ethereum? Stuck on resistance, maybe a breakout, whatever. I don't trade maybes. Litecoin, same. Ethereum, same. Ripple, here's another up to resistance, not interested, pass. Triangle, non-directional, pass. Okay. Cardona, ADA. What does this show? 4-hour chart. That we're in consolidation, followed by a potential breakout. Okay, very cool, right? I know. So there you are on your crypto. Do you trade individual stocks? Oh, we could do this all day long for all the big ones. Okay, check this out. 2 hours ago, we had a massive move in the 10-year T-note. Oh, that's what I need. That's what I need. I own a lot of 10-year T-note, and I need it to go up, and lovely till your mum. Okay, lovely till your mum. So I'll leave you to that. How about commodities? Okay. I'll probably look at that in developing into downtrends. We'll see. It's kind of giving you, you have to read into this. There's two ways to look at it, of course, but then the pattern is the pattern. But some people are going to look at this as going to be inevitably a trend. What this pattern is trying to tell you is there's a threat to that. And so you got A, B, C, D, E, F is potential. Okay. So we're on our way from 70 to 75. Well, that's what it says. First target is 74. That doesn't mean that's the ultimate target. That's the next leg, and that would produce a higher low, higher high, according to price action theory, right? So yeah. So you got it like your first target 74, but this could be on the way to 100 for all we know. Okay, it's just showing you the next leg. Now we're getting into a little bit of complexity here, Gartleys and stuff like that. So C to the pink dot probably back to the B line probably up to the X line. So that might be forming. So all of this is just beautiful. Like, imagine you had to go through all these charts and notice that there are multiple time frames. It's not just one asset after another. It's Brent on multiple time frames, WTI in multiple time frames, gold, silver, multiple time frames. and it's just looking for patterns and it's reporting back to you like TRADARS.com is your technical intern, your technical analyst working for you. And it says, hey, Jordan, are you watching silver on a 30-minute chart? You should probably take a look. We got a rising wedge that's moving up through 32. And you're like, oh, snap. Thank you, boy. Right? You pat your intern on the head, give him a Starbucks gift card, and you keep the big money. Yeah. So anyways, like, dude, you can't watch 7,500 charts. The problem is you're probably trying. Haha, fool's errand. Take a look at stock indices. How are we going to go today? ASX, Bubba. ASX in a rising channel. It's very bullish. There was an opportunity earlier today. It's already kind of paid off and hit the top. It's going to turn into a threat soon. But the opportunity has come and gone. There's your DAX. What's going on? NASI. Okay. A big bearish move. So if you were going to do technical analysis on this sucker, if you're going to be a bull, there's probably, two zones? Like, if it falls a little bit, that's an opportunity. If it falls a lot, that's another opportunity. If it falls more than that, get the heck out of the way, Bubba. Okay, there's some points in which you get back on the horse, and then there are other points where you shoot the horse. Sorry, animal lovers. Just trying to paint a picture. No, don't say that about the horse. Look, it's not a real horse. I'm not saying, I'm just saying. Okay, NASI definitely got a breakdown. Remember, that's a threat to bulls. So we already saw the breakdown higher up. But if you get a break, the next thing is sell a lower high. We might be in that situation. We might be in the ugly season now. Okay, that's a real threat to bulls. It's not an opportunity for bears. That is not an opportunity to bears. That is a threat. When you look at strength, weakness, opportunity, and threat, the pattern is strength. Okay, the signal is a threat to bulls. How do I know? No bears sell higher highs. What kind of loser would sell a higher high? Just think about that. What kind of knucklehead? Who the heck sells a higher high as a bear? Oh, that's just stupidity, right? Yeah. What about selling lower highs or double tops? Is that better? Oh, yeah. That's where bears live. Okay, that's where bears live. Seems to me what's happened is you get to 20,500 and bulls exited. Bulls sold, not bears. So it's not an opportunity for bears yet. Lower high or double top isn't an opportunity for bear. You have to understand how to trade. Okay? Cool. So look at all this work being done for you. Now you can really quickly spend some time here, find a couple opportunities you might like. So like S&P 500, we got a signal a while ago, 7 days ago, in fact. And it's like, yeah, S&P 500 is going to go up. And it has been. So back here was the buy. Now we're all the way to the top of the channel, getting close to 6,000. There's probably some profit taking coming, is what the pattern says. Okay. This is good, right? Yeah, it's very good. Let's check our calendar. Today or tonight, balance of trade out of Japan. It does offer an opportunity for scalping, maybe even more. If it's greater, here are all the patterns. If it's less, if actual is greater, here are the patterns. If the actual is less, here are all the patterns. We looked at Japanese balance of trade going back a couple of years, and we look for volatility. And then if there is volatility, we look for patterns. And then we can tell you what the opportunity is. So if the actual is less than expected, there's no scalp on Aussie dollar, but there is a scalp on euro dollar. There's no scalp on pound dollar, but there's a scalp on USD CAD. There's a scalp on USDN. And none of the other pairs that are even listed even have opportunities. Based on what happened in the past, it's not worth your time. Don't even look at it. Don't look. Don't look. So if you're going to scalp it, you got a 2-hour scalp on euro dollar. But no scalp on Aussie dollar, but probably better direction. 4-hour, 12-hour, and 48-hour patterns.
Platinum. Expect substantial CTA selling activity over the coming week. TDS. Small cap biotech Jaguar. Health stock jumps 4% as it launches Gelclair treatment for oral mucositis in cancer patients.
More oral mucositis? Oh my God, we got to get on that oral mucositis trade. So anyways, if you catch the 4-hour, you probably can hang on for a couple of days. So you're like, okay, there's no new scalp, but it might lead to something good. So if actual, okay, is less than, then you can say, show me those situations. Ooh, up and then down. A little choppy, huh? Okay, down, that worked. So it's really not even that good. It's not even that good. What if it's the other way? Up, down and up, down and up, up and up, up and up, up and up. Okay, I'm feeling better about this trade. Down and up. So there's down and up and up and up. Okay, and so what are we looking at here? We are looking at if the actual is greater. Positive delta. It's either down and up or up and up. See how you use that? Everybody else is just random. Okay? Everybody else is just random. And here's the rest, going out for a while. Jolt's not that far away. Oh my God. It keeps reminding me. So I have to go to St. Louis sort of in this period to speak at the Fed. I need so much time. I need time. I need time. Is anybody here using the implied volatility tool? Or do you think it's amazing but never look at it? It's crazy cool. Yeah, it's crazy cool, guys. Look at, I know you're not watching Aussie Swiss franc, but let's say if you did, TRADARS implied volatility has analyzed what's going on here and says that's the implied top. That's the implied top for right now. And you should probably consider taking profit here or have this your longer term target. Gorgeous. Like, again, let me say it. This is your entry somewhere between the 1 hour and the 4 hour implied top. And remember, it's literally this hour of the day and only on Wednesdays. And you would put your stop just above here, and you would put your target there. Simple little day trade, right? You see how amazing that is? It knows what happens this time of day on this asset on this day of the week. It's So incredible. Millions of candles to get this data for you. Okay. So it's the open of the stock market. So there's a lot of stuff this is the best time of day for trading, right? So like everything is pretty decent for trading. But throughout the day, every 15 minutes, this is updating. And throughout the day, there's less and less good things to trade based on quantitative analysis of volatility. Would you like to know that you should be trading this, but not that, and that? Do you want to know the handful of things you should be focused on throughout the day? This is like why you have a quant. This is why you have a quant. You do this quantitative analysis and say,
Crypto today, Bitcoin and Ethereum gear up for gains. XRP holds steady amidst large US dollar T transfers to Binance.
you want to know what to be looking at right now. And it's not guess, and it has nothing to do with your favorite. It has nothing to do with what you did 3 hours ago. That trade might be in. Lock it at break even. Go find the next trade. And this tool will quantitatively help you focus. Right? It'll help you focus on what you should be trading. So we can look at Bitcoin. How's Bitcoin doing? Once again, respecting the 4-hour implied high. And so if you're a bull, the way that you use this analysis is down here is probably a buy zone. So it dropped down to 67. Okay, could imply, remember, it doesn't show direction, but it would imply if you're a bull, up, 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 down, down, buy, and then you take it up here, and that's your target, 69,300. And looking at this time of day, on this day of week, looking at this asset, Bitcoin is very unlikely to go lower than that. Very unlikely. It could, but it typically doesn't. Okay. This is good, isn't it? Gwen Stefani would say, I know it's good. You know it's good. You know it's real, real good. Oh, la, 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 la. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful writing. Beautiful writing. Yeah. So anyways, we got this for everything. Do you have it? Huh? It's insane what we have, huh? It's insane the level of detail that we have. So one of the things we talked about earlier today, because of the potential of this upward move failure, and we're actually ready, willing, and able to let this fail. It's not that if it fails, or it's not that it will fail, but if it does fail, we already have a trade plan. We did it this morning.
Gold rallies up to just shy of 2,685 all-time high.
The squawk's good, isn't it? Squawk's really good. You know it's good. You know it's good. You know it's real, real good. Oh. Now, I don't think I could pop it twice. That's the funny thing. I'd have to refresh my page. Oh, no, it did. Okay. So, again, you could just be trading throughout the day, and you can change your time frame. Let's zoom in here. And what does it look like? And is it going to make a lower low? Is it going to make a lower high? What's the fib going to be on this level? Okay. And we also know that that's the bearish sell zone. So, you're like, okay, well, maybe we're setting this up for a change. So, I go to bias pivots, and I make this bearish. Now you're just doing your work throughout the day, and the squawk box is keeping you updated, and you're like, yeah, cool. So if this holds, it could be your first opportunity to get bearish. Now you're probably pretty early. Okay. Yep. Michael, actually, I have probably 4 books written in my head. The first ones I'll probably knock out is actually a box set. But I don't have any time for anything right now. I don't have any time for anything at all. I mean, nothing. I have no personal time. So I'm not quite there yet. I did ask my wife, I said, hey, can I, this winter, can I move to Cuba for a month, rent an apartment, and just drink coffee, smoke cigars, and write 1 or 2 or 3 books? And she said, no. So, yeah. I'm like, Mom, but I want to, right? So Mom won't let me. But I want to go to Cuba, right? Anyways, ain't going to happen. But that's probably how that would go down. One the side hustle that I got going is I want to be a professor at Harvard, a professor of economics at Harvard. So I'm developing various relationships. So I'm doing this Fed speaking, and I might try to develop that into like 1 or 2 times a year. I would speak at the Fed. So in November, I'm speaking at the Fed. They invited me. So now I'm going in as an economic expert to teach the St. Louis Fed. Pretty wild. So if I can turn that into a regular basis, that would be a good resume boost for someone that wants to be a Harvard professor. You see what I mean? You see what I mean? So the second thing is there's a professor at a very good university. I won't say which one. But she has like 2 PhDs. She's been in academia for 30 years. And she's going to be speaking there as well. So I reached out to her because her topic is similar to mine. And I'm like, hey, we're very like-minded. And so she teaches like 3 or 4 classes in economics at this really good university. Just so happens I sat on a board of directors for a nonprofit with her boss's boss. So I'm like, hey, do you know so-and-so? And she's like, only by name. And I'm like, cool, he's my best friend. We're buddies. Which isn't actually true. But I'm like, yeah. So I sat on a board with him. I know him well. In fact, I spoke at your school's executive MBA program about 10 years ago. And so she's like, cool. So why am I doing that? Well, maybe I can become a teaching assistant for a couple of years, right? And so not this year, but, when I'm 60, 65, when I'm 64, maybe I'll start teaching at Harvard. That's kind of what I'm working on right now. I'd like to be a professor of economics at Harvard when I'm semi-retired. And I only want to do it during summer school. I don't want to do it during regular semesters. So that I would spend the summers in Cambridge, rent a little house. And
US dollar Canadian dollar finally fell yesterday and near unchanged today, but back below 100-hour MA.
And anyway, so that's what I'm working at. Once I get that all kind of taken care of and I get that into, then more and more books on economics would be appropriate for that, right? So when I apply to Harvard to be a professor, I can say, well, I teach on a regular basis at the Fed. I've taught university professors how to teach economics. I've written multiple bestsellers in economics. I've been a teaching assistant at a top 10 school in the United States. I'm ready to take the lead, and I think. I think that'll work. You see what I mean? So I got that going on. But Michael, writing some more books is definitely there. I already have them written. Well, I don't have them written, but they are in my head. And I'm looking forward to that. I really enjoy writing. I've been working on college essays with my children. They've been writing their essays, and I've been critiquing. And Dad is a tough coach. So they print it out, and they're like, "This is good. This is my essay." And I sit down. It's only one page, and I read it for an hour with a pen and highlighters. And after an hour, I'm like, here's my feedback. And so they look at it, we reorganize it, and I bring in cohesion and structure. And, I'm like, move this to the top and move that over there. And this line is filler, and cut this line. This is unclear. You need to add some clarity on your opening sentence for this paragraph. And they write it again. And even though we've now done it and they've incorporated my feedback, I then have them print it out again, which they find weird. And then I sit down with a pen and paper and read it again for the first time. Highlight, write notes. Kill this, this is missing, this is unclear, and just over and over and over again. What I'm trying to say is I love it. Writing is wonderful. I love it. What a great thing. Writing is wonderful. So a vacation for me would be, go to Venice, rent a rooftop villa, drink wonderful coffee, smoke cigars, and just sit and write with the sound of the canal and the breeze of the canal. And you're just in Venice. And no, you're not walking around looking at, with the hordes of tourists. No, you're just sitting there living in Venice as you write a book. To me, I would love that. Yeah, sure. Yeah, Michael, she's smart. I'm not going to get away with that. Yeah, that ain't going to happen. No, sweetheart, this 22-year-old girl in a bikini, she's my writing assistant. That ain't going to happen. Bubbles help me be creative. Dancing in bubbles help me be creative, right, Michael? Yeah, no. Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen, to quote Bush. Okay, but anyways. Well, there's one on trader psychology, one on fundamental analysis, and one on technical analysis. Yes. So it's called, the first book is Bulls and Bears. The second one is Hawks and Doves. And the third one is Angels and Demons. That's the 3-book set, the box set. Technical analysis, fundamental analysis, trader psychology. Yeah. All right. So anyways, that's enough about me. Whatever. Okay. Here's our S&P lines. Danger, danger. There's been some beautiful price action, though, over this period. Look at this one. Up, down, gone. Nasdaq got hit pretty hard and would be the first to fall, I think. So the next new move, of course, is buying low. And we're pretty much there. If you're going to buy it low, it'd be somewhere where we are now. Now, some of you might look at this crossover and say that's bearish. That is not true. It's overbought. There's a difference between overbought and sell. When something is overbought, it's because everybody is buying it. So when your guru told you to sell high oscillators, you should fire them on the spot. They have no freaking clue what they're talking about. Because you get situations like this where it's overbought and it stays overbought forever. Okay? It's when it comes back into the trade zone that's important. So how do you know it's going to come down? Like maybe something like this. Or how do you know it's going to stay up here? Well, of course you don't. And so that's why you would never sell a higher high. Never. I would never sell a higher high. But if this is going to come back into the trading zone, the only way that can happen is we stop making higher highs and instead we start making lower lows. Well, that hasn't happened yet. So I look at this and I'm like, yeah, look at that. It's overbought. Good. I'm going to buy a dip. If the dip doesn't hold and we crash through it, yeah, then it'll come down. And well, now I know. Yeah. Molly says I should take my wife to Cuba. The thing is, Americans are afraid of Cuba. They've been told Cuba's bad, Cuba's evil, that you can't go to Cuba, that you've been blocked, it's the embargo. So anyways, my last trip, I took my buddy from college back in the 90s. He's American. And I took
US dollar yen consolidates around $149 as traders look for fresh federal rate cues.
I took my
oil sees headline risk fade alongside with its price action this Wednesday.
So I took my buddy from university, and then I took my elderly father, who is also American. And I'm like, don't worry about it. You could totally go to Cuba. It's perfectly fine. And so I took them, and we went, and it was not a problem. But Americans think they're not allowed. And, of course, it's not true. So I went twice last year, and once with my American friend and my American elderly father over the age of 80. Yeah. So, so my wife, I want to take a couple of other buddies with me, but their wives wouldn't let it happen. So there you go. Yeah. So I don't think she would want to go, or I know she doesn't want to go. She would love to visit, but she doesn't feel like it's legal. She doesn't feel like maybe it was safe. Or I'm like, there's no crime in Cuba. You know, it's also very interesting about Cuba. There's like, from what I can tell, there is racism doesn't exist there. There isn't really classism unless you happen to be, the 1% that is actually rich because you have some sort of governmental connection or something. But it's just really, statistically, that doesn't even really exist. I mean, it's there, but 99.5, let's say, percent of everyone is kind of in the same spot, right? But racism? I didn't see racism there at all. Classism? Not at all. And like, I didn't see thieves and crime and gangs. There's no gangs in Cuba, right? So it was really wonderful to observe that it didn't matter if you're black or white or Hispanic or mestizos or whatever. Everyone was a mix and everybody was the same. I talked to gentlemen that were as white as my family in Canada. Like, I talked to this one guy, and the whole time I'm like, you remind me of my Uncle Bill. I almost wanted to hug the guy, right? I'm like, you're like my Uncle Bill. But, right? Yeah. And then all different manners of race and mixes of race. And so you can meet someone who's definitely black. You can meet someone who's definitely Hispanic. You can meet someone that is white as the driven snow. And then everything in between. And it's really interesting. It's interesting. It's interesting. It's a very interesting thing to see, especially if you've never seen it before. So that's why you go and you talk to people and you observe and you listen. And so it was cool. So maybe if there was an upside to socialism, that's it. But the problem is, the reason is there's no classism, is everyone is desperately poor. So I don't like that part. So anyways, yeah. Yeah, the Cubans are great. The way I describe Cubans to others that ask, they're like, so what did you think of the Cuban people? I'm like, you know what? Life there, every single day, you're presented a problem. Everything's a problem. Just everything is a problem. So you fix it. Cubans are problem solvers. Lots of ingenuity, which also then, I believe, leads to entrepreneurialism. So a lot of people have side hustles because there's no other way to get ahead. But if every day is a problem, every day you fix a problem, you're like, it's okay. Oh, your car breaks down? It's okay. I'll fix it. We'll get it fixed. It'll be fine. It's okay. Everything's okay. It's fine. You got no breakfast? It's okay. You got no coffee? Yeah, I guess that's okay. But no tobacco, no cigar, oy vey. U.S. opens applications for $900 million for small nuclear reactors. Oh, sorry for talking over myself. So I guess I'll let you go. Tomorrow's the ECB. That's the big thing that we've been waiting for. I showed you that traders.com has it all graphed out and mapped out. You should know what the ECB intends to do. We already have it plotted out. And the rate in which they'll do it. But you also have plotted their assumptions for levels of inflation. So if inflation is better than what they expected, they could cut faster. If inflation is higher than what they had expected, they'll need to readjust and probably not cut as fast. And so, dude, you got all the data. You have all the data. You don't have to trade like an amateur anymore. This doesn't have to be as painful as it's been. Trading doesn't have to be a mystery. Trading doesn't have to make you cry. Trading doesn't have to be random. You now have the tools. We have beautiful tools, so incredible. And you mix that in with 5 or 6 hours a day of performance coaching, dude, you got this. I want you to be able to tell me one day that you turned your Forex trading or your stock trading or your crypto trading into a career. That this is what you now do. Okay? Yeah. That's what I want. This is my goal. My goal is for you to succeed. And that we have a big party and you just slap me on the back, shake my hand, and you're like, dude, pound Canadian dollar accelerates correction after UK inflation data miss. You're like, dude, I made it. I don't want to thank you. And I slap you in the ass and give you a kiss on the cheek and say, I am so proud of you. Okay? This is a real vision of mine. We're going to do that. And I honestly believe after 20 years, I've built the complete package for you to turn your trading into a business. We did it. Cool. I want you to play with this. I want you to use this. Okay? I want you to use this squawk. As I've mentioned before, some services cost $400 a month to do something similar. Hang on, I'm trying to find where it went. Did I close it? Did I close it? Close it? I think I closed it. You got to close it. I want you to use this service because it's worth hundreds of dollars a month. I paid a lot of money. Yes, don't judge me. Yes, I like pretty young girls. I like house music. I like fast cars. Yes. A live news squawk, SQUAWK. Maybe I'll put in TRADARS. I'll cheat this one so we can do it faster. Okay, I'd like you to use this service. I'd like you to subscribe. I need to get to 500, or we need to get to 500 to unlock additional features. I need you to click the thumbs up button and really use it. So you can sit and stare at this, or you can just run it in the background while you trade. Another key component is how long you actually use this. So if you just had this running throughout the day in the background, for the next 5 hours, that would be killer. And that's how it's intended to be used. So if you could please do that for us, I'd appreciate it. Otherwise, I just burned money, right? Yeah, I'm going to have to sell my Porsche. Yeah, my Magnum. Got to get rid of it. But you know what? You have this. Okay, so I'll see you over here. Please make this work. I honestly believe it's awesome. So please help me make it work. And it's yours for free. Otherwise, it was a waste. All right, peace on earth. May the pips be with you. May our profits be above average. Have the best day ever. Thank you, Sampin. Booyah!